Hey, I've got a project tonight I'm working on. 2019 Platinum. Ran into a pretty serious problem that's going to delay us a considerable amount. The firewall does not have most of the studs or nutcerts that should have come from the factory in it. So we're going to have to add those. I've got a little video on how I'm going to make this work for me. We're just about ready to get the start panel bonding and prepping to put the upper and lower cowl panels and the actual firewall in, getting it squared up with the new front structure and everything, just double checking. We've test fit the windshield, it's good to go. But I ran into a major problem. We ended up having all these studs that came on the firewall. Well, guess what? Those don't come on the new firewall. Neither do some of these nuts. This is like a nutcert, but these are two that I just put in. I'm going to show you how I was able to take a $40 nutcert insert tool and modify it and make it to set these studs instead. I'm pretty impressed with myself, and I think it's going to save somebody a ton of money down the road when you're doing these aluminum repairs, because it does not have most of these studs already in it. I'll show you right here what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Down around the steering column, there's studs, several of them here. There's the hole. And you come over here, none of those studs. All right, so here is the nutcert tool. Setting the nutcerts, which are these fine little boogers here. These are the 6mm ones that the Fords use mainly. And this gun is designed to actually install these. But we found out that that's not the problem. I need the studs themselves, which aren't there. So the stud itself, the nutcert, problem is no one at all, there's only a couple places in the country that even sell the tool to install these. So we got a major delay and quite a bit of cost to get one. And I have found a way to make it work. All right, so here is the Harbor Freight gun that I bought. I've got some information on it. And here is the 6mm that we use to install these. But as you can see, that don't screw in there. So that's not gonna work. Okay, so what I did is I took the 1/4" stud insert to put the nutcerts in. And since I don't plan on using it for anything but metric, I took it and like this, I just simply cut the top off of it. And then I drilled a couple different times, very slowly. It's hardened steel. A lot of silicone-free lube, and threaded it with a 6mm, very slowly. 1/4 turn in, 1/4 turn out, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to take this apart. Again, I modified this to work for something it wasn't supposed to. And so what I did is I modified, cut the stud off, and then drilled and tapped the 1/4" one to a 6mm. And I'll show you what it looks like installed. So what I did is, once I inserted this, it's got a spring lock that locks this in place. Do this one-handed, put this back on, I thread this in, and then now I can simply open the pliers up. It's actually kind of a pain. All right. And then what I'm going to do, I've drilled a hole here And just, this is the old firewall. It was clearly damaged pretty badly. Not the prettiest hole, but this is how it goes. It's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna try and use my knee here if I can. Okay. And I'm gonna just thread it loose. It's hard to do one-handed. It's not perfect, but I didn't get it crimped enough. But you see the idea. It actually will draw it in again, but it absolutely works perfect. Again, I had to do that with my knees. So this will save you several $100s and allow you to use a $40 Harbor Freight tool to do not only nutserts, but what they call captive fasteners or Rivet studs. Should save you a lot of time and money.